So this is a DSI XL blue, shell serial number WW422206806. I'm going to quickly go over why I gave it the condition score that I did. Get my notes here. So for the physical condition of the shell, I gave it a 2 out of 3. Very good. Mainly because this top shell is pretty scratched up. There's a line of scratches along the top. You can see some pretty prominent scratches here. And just some little scratches all over the place. Band of scratching here. And there's white stuff around the edges of the screen. That will be because I attempted to polish this top screen, which ended up not doing as well as I wanted it to, and also had the consequence of leaving just a little bit of compound between the actual like clear plastic and the blue piece that's underneath it, which is, as far as I can tell, is laminated together, which I can't take off without destroying it. There's a little bit there's like a little small nick here on this corner. It's a little hard to make out, just a little bit of damage. But really, aside from that, there's a little damage here on the corner. The shell around the edges is in pretty good shape. Little mark right there. A little bit of marks underneath the shoulder buttons. The back shell does have some scratches on it. I'll kind of like pan my light over it. Scratch right there, scratch right there. Just little scratches here, but a little pry mark here right near the battery door. Open up the shell, the two face shell pieces. Only thing I notice is there's some discoloration around the face buttons. Physical condition of the hardware, I gave a 1 out of 3, which is good. The R button is a little chewed up, you can kind of see it's got some good scratches on it. L button has a nick on it. And then the D-pad has a scratch, as well as like, almost looks like a little chunk taken out of it. It's gonna be kind of hard to show. It's very small. I can't feel this when I'm using the console, but it is there. I'll try and get a good picture of it. The physical condition of the screens, I gave a 2 out of 3. Now I'm in a dusty environment, so there's going to be a lot of dust falling down on these as I show them. But the top screen has one incredibly light scratch. I see it just as I shine my light over it right up there. A really small one. Everything else is just dust. The bottom screen is an OEM screen that actually is in not bad a shape. It does have quite a bit of scratches on it, but you can't see these when the console's on. There's also a screen protector applied, so the scratches won't get any worse. The screen condition, I gave a 2 out of 3. I'm going to turn my lights off so I can get a good image here. I say that these screens are pretty good. They're very well matched. I think the only thing I would note, it doesn't really seem to be coming across over in the video. I do notice that the top screen is just slightly red, more red than the bottom screen. And really, unless you're going to spend your time looking at the DSi start screen or bleach white screens, you're never going to notice it once you start playing games. But that was my initial impression when I turned this thing on. I'm like, okay, I can kind of notice the top screen's just a little more red. Again, it's not that big of a deal, but that is purely subjective, and you sort of have to make that decision if that's a big deal for you. Going over my notes, I think that's everything. That is why I gave it the condition score that I did.